What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Your Story. We're here right now in Gig Harbor, Washington. Yes, in the Pacific West. Is that what they call it?
Pacific Northwest.
Northwest, even better. We're on our Northwest tour as we head across the state, and we're here with Kimball's Hands-On Detailing. So welcome, guys. So this is the Kimball's family here. We got Joe, Cody, and Joey, and they have a pretty incredible story to share from basically you growing up all the way to having a company with your two sons. So why don't we start there? Why don't you tell us exactly kind of the life you grew up in on the farm?
Oh boy, yeah, I grew up out in the sticks. When I say the sticks, it literally was. We were an hour from the stores, but growing up, I don't share this a lot, but I kind of had a rough childhood. My parents divorced, a lot of things happened. Never really had a close relationship with my dad, so I vowed that I wasn't going to carry that on. So that's with the family business, it's been a blessing. So change the past.
Yeah, and how was that growing up without a supportive father? What did that teach you, having two sons?
It's taught me to be a part of my kid's life, to be a part of everything. For me, I really didn't have a relationship with my dad until actually my kids were born. And unfortunately, that was cut short when my dad was shot and killed in a freak accident in 2006. So since that's happened, again, I vowed to be a big part of my kid's life. I want to be there for him as long as I can. So.
Yeah, and over the last 24 hours of having the dinner last night and obviously being here all day with you guys, I can tell how much you love your kids, and I can tell how much they love you back. And you guys have an absolutely beautiful relationship too, with you three. Especially, having the man on the end, Mr. Joey, the detail extraordinaire.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, face with the rat, yep.
Yeah. Kind of give us a background on Joey and what he's gone through.
So, Joey's 17 years old. We knew not long after he was born, there was something different. And when I say different, I don't mean that in a bad way, but we knew Joey was autistic. Unfortunately, because of our health system, we didn't find out that we didn't get the autism diagnosis until about 3 years ago. But once the autism diagnosis was put out there, that was kind of another goal of mine, is to spread autism awareness. People don't understand it. They see the puzzle pieces and he's autistic, and they feel sorry. I don't ask anybody to ever feel sorry for my son or anybody with autism, because autism is not a disability, it's a different ability. So that's been my goal, is to try and educate people of that.
Yeah.
So.
And Cody, how's it been growing up with a brother like Joey?
I love it. He's my best friend. He and I, we do almost everything together. He comes into work. We're always hanging out, weekends, everything. I always try to spend time with him as much as possible.
Yeah. And Joey loves to play some games too. I know the man loves a little tag.
Bowling.
And bowling. Yeah, he's a hell of a bowler.
Oh, he loves bowling. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's telling me about all the holes in the ball last night, and yeah, he's just being part of and kind of I've, to be completely honest, haven't hung around with a man like that has autism, and it's taught me personally a lot over the last 24 hours of hanging out with you guys, because I could see that he has just pure love.
That's the thing, is he doesn't have a mean bone in his body. He doesn't know what hate is, and with the world we live in right now, there's so much anger, there's so much hate, there's so much the way people treat each other. And sometimes I wish people could spend 5 minutes with Joey, because they would learn what real love, what real compassion is. He's nice. He can't hate you. You can treat him bad, he's gonna smile at you, and you're gonna be his best friend forever. So, that's the biggest thing, is compassion. So.
Yeah. And I know, you guys have your shop behind a car wash. I'm sure at some point there's going to be some noise of somebody scratching their car, throwing the hose across it.
We hear a lot here. Trust me. Sometimes we have to grab the notepad to write down the words we hear, because I'm like, I may have to use that one someday. So
But how has it been opening a business, with your two sons and running it and being with them every single day?
some days it's tough. I'll be honest. So when we first started the business, Cody was still living at home. And we talked earlier, it was kind of the Paul Jr., Paul Sr. scenario. We were yelling and screaming at each other. He recently moved out, got his own place. It's changed that quite a bit. I mean, we have a lot of fun at work. We joke around with each other. I still get mad at him, but at the end of the day, this is business and family.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. And you kind of had a hardship in 2007 as well. So obviously with the accident with your father in 06.
06, my father died. In 07, I had a bad accident at work with a heavy beam falling on my knee, destroying it.
What happened?
Packing a beam with a group of guys. Everybody kind of dropped it. It fell on my knee, destroying it. So in 2007, I had reconstructive surgery. It wasn't a knee replacement, and my body didn't accept the cadaver parts and stuff they put in. So in 2012, they did a total knee replacement, and then from then, it's been close to 18 surgeries to try and get it better. And I still have limited range of motion, but I've learned to live with it. I'd rather have the quality of life than spending 6 months every year with a walker and a cane and angry and on medication.
Yeah. And what kind of beam was this?
A glue lamb beam.
A glue lamb beam?
Yeah,
How much did it weigh?
1,600 pounds.
1,600 pounds. So it's a 1,600 pound beam falling you. And was that bless you. Was that a difficult part or time in your life when you realized, hey, I kind of gonna have to be disabled for a couple of years?
So I was told right after the accident, I was big. I played sports, played softball, rode motorcycles, motocross. And after that happened, the doctor was like, you are never going to do that again. That's a kind of a rude awakening. But at the same time, I can't dwell on it. I can't feel bad about it. I got to grow from it because there's so much more to do than just just the sports, just the motorcycles. There's so much more to life. There's so much more to adventure out there. So
how long ago did you guys start the business now? How long has it been?
A little over a year. So we probably like just about every detailer out there, we started out working out of our house, not licensed, not insured. And that exploded. One car led to two more coming in, two more led to five more, and five more led to 10 more. And that's kind of where we had talked before. Cody went down in his room one night, unbeknownst to us, comes back up 20 minutes later and says, we're now licensed and insured. We're Kimball's Hands-On Detailing, and we're doing this. That was another awakening in life. That was, oh, wow.
Yeah.
We're business owners. So.
Yeah. And Cody, what prompted you to go and do that?
The fact that not working unlicensed, and uninsured, it was just eating at me. I always hated seeing that all over Facebook, the unlicensed and uninsured people. And I said, you know what? If we're going to do this, we're going to do it right. We're going to do it for real.
Did you ever think growing up that you'd own a business?
Not in a million years.
So what was that stepping stone for you? Because you were young. I mean, you're only 21, right? So to make that decision, that's a hell of a mature decision to make.
At 20 years old.
Yeah, 20 years old.
I got back from my year of college. I switched to online, and I was working a job in a call center that I hated. And I said, you know what? I want to find something that I'm passionate about. And I've always been passionate about cars. So I said, start something that I can work with cars. And I'm a little OCD, so I always keep my cars super clean. And
a little OCD.
So I figured car detailing, it's perfect. The best of both worlds.
And how did you get into detailing?
It was just kind of detailing my own car, and got to the point detailing the neighbors' cars, detailing other friends, family members' cars. And this is something I'm passionate about. I love doing this.
Obviously having Joe here with his fun-loving personality, how does that change your life, especially when you're coming into work and you might have a bad day, which I'm sure is rare for you guys since you guys are also, some super loving dudes too. But when you do have a bad day, how is it coming into work and seeing Joey there?
Having Joey here, it changes my life daily. if I come in, I'm having a rough day or something, I walk right in, I see Joey smile, and it's all better.
Mine's a little different because he lives with me. And 9 times out of 10, I get up in the morning, and by the time I hit the top of the stairs, he's already up, ready to go to work. And, there's days where we have to force him to take the day off. Right now, being, kind of a fairly new business, we're working sometimes 7 days a week. And he wants to be here 7 days a week, but I have to force him to stay home. Sometimes I have to lie to him and make an excuse so he has to stay home. But no, it's funny. It's funny. He actually, here he lightens it up. Well, you own a detail shop. Sometimes customers come in and they're just kind of grumpy. But the minute he walks out the door and he gets his famous "Hey there," people light up. They get excited and they forget that they came here for a detail and they'd rather sit here and talk to him for a bit. So.
And I'm sure he has a lot of friends now from your clients.
Oh, a lot of them. Of them.
They stop by.
They'll stop by. In fact, just the other day, one of our great customers, Greg and Melinda Miller, we take care of all their cars. It was Friday, as a matter of fact. I showed up. I had to deliver a customer's car. I showed back up, and I pulled in, and Greg's truck was out here, and I thought, oh, Cody must have booked a wash for him or something. And I got out. I'm like, oh, you here for a wash? And he says, no, I'm here to see Joey. Well, in the meantime, he hands me this bag with ribeye steaks and brisket and hot dogs from one of the local meat markets. And then he's like, here, Joey, this is for you, and hands him a bag and gives him a brand new Seahawks jersey, or Seahawks hoodie.
Wow.
So, people love Joey. People come in, all of them know his favorite candy bar is Kit Kats. His favorite drink is Ruby Red Squirt. People will show up and they bring him that stuff just to see Joey.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. And what was Joey doing before he started working here? Was he working?
Actually, he was in school.
Okay.
So when COVID hit, we had to shut down for a while, and then we started back up, and we weren't allowing him to come back to work for a while, and then it was doing Zoom classes online, doing video chats for school. So I just decided one day, I'm like, Joe, you ready to go back to work? And he got excited, came back to work with us, and school, of course, school is number one. That's the first priority. So if he has a Zoom call at noon, at 11:45, we got him set up at the desk on the computer for a Zoom call. And so, but, he's going into his senior year this year. And as soon as he graduates, he has the option to do continued education for, I think it's 2 or 3 years. But the way he is here, he's pretty much going to become a full-fledged 100% partner in the business, and he'll be here working all the time.
So you're basically taking it from you two being partners right now, giving some equity stake up.
Yep.
Right, at least paperwork-wise. You're going to be a full-on family-owned.
Full-on family-owned business.
Yeah,
Yep.
start to finish. That's awesome. Sounds like a pretty good deal, Joey. That's great. So what do you guys see, you're into a shop now. You went from your home to here. How's the growth been since you
Actually,
opened up?
we went from our home to working out of a 14-foot enclosed trailer, doing mobile.
Oh, wow.
And then we ended up here. And one thing I've always been big on is I tell my kids, you need to create a goal and smash that goal. And as soon as you smash that goal, you create another goal. And, just throughout your life, you always have a goal. And our goal is within the next 5 years is to be in at least about a 40 to 50,000 square foot shop. People laugh when I say the name, Kimball's World Headquarters, but we're not going to be worldwide. It's just going to be here in the harbor or across the bridge. But I want it to be a one-stop shop. You come in, everything's right there. Window tinting, paint correction, PPF, vinyl wraps, dent removal, ceramic coating, everything's in one shop. So.
Yeah. And Cody, have you seen your dad put out, obviously he preaches goals, right? And reach big and make sure you hit them. Have you seen anything that your father has done that you've been proud of?
Oh, definitely. Since we've started this business, we both, I'm going to go on a touchy subject here. We're both very large men. And when we started the business, we were both very big. And just with how much we both have been working, he and I have both dropped a ton of weight, gotten in much better shape, starting to gradually eat better. That's you're gradually starting to eat better.
Come on now. No.
But yeah, that's one of the biggest things. We've gotten so much healthier since we started the business.
That's awesome. And speaking of being big, why don't you tell the story about you guys going up and down the strip about a full tank of gas in SEMA and how that was?
in the Lamborghini Huracan. Oh yeah, that was funny. We're, of all things, we're on the plane heading to SEMA last year, and Cody's like, "We need to rent a Ferrari or something." And I said, "Okay." I mean, don't ask me twice.
Yeah.
So we get down there and we go out to Dream Exotics in Las Vegas. Really nice folks down there. And we're looking at these cars, and a few of them were like, "No, we are not going to fit in that. We're not going to fit in that." So we're like, the guy goes, we call him Indian Tom Cruise, super cool guy that owns a place. Indian Tom, he's
I can just picture. Well, I can't really picture that, but I'm trying.
Great guy, Middle Eastern guy, but he dresses like Tom Cruise from Rain Man, and he talks like Tom Cruise from Rain Man, you know, when he's yelling at him on the phone about the Ferraris and making sure. So anyway, we get there, and he goes, "Oh, you guys will fit in the Huracan. It'll be great." And I'm like, "All right, let's do it." And he goes, "Oh, it won't be back for a couple hours." He goes, "Go ahead and take the Ferrari FF out, have a good time. Come back in about 4 hours." So we come back in 4 hours and drop the car off, and he's like, "All right, the Huracan's ready to go." So we go out, and I looked at it. I looked at Cody, looked at the car, looked at Cody, and I thought, "Oh, this is going to be great." And like we cruising up and down the strip, it looked like two sardines just crammed into the front of this car. Our eyes are above the windshield. Our heads are hanging out the top. But you know what? We didn't care.
Yeah.
We were driving a Lamborghini. So
That
it was
awesome.
a lot of fun.
What were the reactions from the people on the strip?
Oh, well, at first everybody's like, "Oh, look at the Lamborghini." Whoa. I swear all we needed was a clown nose and the clown hair driving down the strip. It was a lot of fun though.
That's great. So that's why you came back and bought a massive truck, basically.
Oh no, I've had the massive truck the whole time. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so how was SEMA? How was it when you guys were down there?
I loved it.
Yeah.
It was a great experience. We met with a lot of other people in our industry, people that we looked up to, people that we now called very close friends and family.
One of them, like, you know, I call him my brother.
Wow.
I mean, the guy, well, I'll go back to last year. Tim Tebow puts on, it's called The Night to Shine. It's nationwide, and it's a prom for people with special needs. And it was quite amazing. But we posted pictures of Joey with his date and the big group. Joey's wearing his tuxedo, handsome fella. He was looking good. Posted pictures of that, and later on, we're at the dance, and it was at the local YMCA. So we're upstairs looking down on all of them dancing. He's out there just having a good time. So I'm taking pictures, posting them, and we get home, and I flip on, and my brother Daryl down at Detail Lex in Lexington, Kentucky, had posted pictures and said, "This is my nephew. Look how handsome he is," and you know, made some serious relationships down there, not just in business-wise, friendships that are going to be lifelong friendships. So,
And how's this detailing industry embraced? I mean, you know, you guys came into it fairly new and didn't really know anybody. What are some of those relationships that you built?
well, so we there's a company across town, Accuracy Automotive, great guys. John Parker, he's been a big mentor. You know, at first I'm like, these local detail shops are not going to talk to us. They're not going to want anything to do with us. And we're learning right along with everybody else. There's always something new to learn. When you think you know everything, you're a little too arrogant for the industry because you don't know everything.
Yeah, I think we share the same value, much like I run my detailing shop and you guys obviously run yours, is that local detailing shops are not considered competition,
No,
right?
no.
Everyone's supporting each other. And I think you put it pretty perfectly last night, how everybody has their own niche in what they do.
Everybody has their own niche. Everybody's got their own unique skill set that they bring to the industry.
Yeah.
The way I look at it, I'm not in competition with the guy across town. I'm not in competition with the people 2 towns over. The only person that I'm in competition with is the person I was yesterday. My goal, I need to be better I need to be better than the person I was yesterday. And if I'm better than that person, not just in my job, but in life itself, then I'm succeeding. I'm successful.
Is there a mentality or something that you do each morning to kind of prep yourself for the day and kind of look at?
Oh no! I roll out of bed. I put my pants on just like everybody else, one leg at a time, without falling or without trying not to fall over. But no, it's again, it's just everything that's happened since we've started this business has given me a complete new outlook on life in general. I was talking with Michael earlier about some things, and I said, SEMA. We went to SEMA. We met people that we looked up to, people we looked up to that we still look up to, and some that we looked up to that now we would rather not, But SEMA changed our lives, changed our business model, changed how we do things. And then, COVID hit, and that really put everybody in a downward spiral. Are we going to have a business in a month? Are we going to still be working? And then Michael reached out and brought up your story and everything. And I wouldn't say directly, but indirectly, that's changed everything. From that point on, that's where, customers are coming in, doors are opening for us left and right. I'm not used to people doing things for me. I'd rather be the guy out, like we had talked about earlier, raising money for autism awareness, raising money for food backpack for kids, raising money for the fish food bank here in the harbor. I'd rather be that guy, the one giving. But lately it's, again, the opportunities have been opening doors left and right. And so, yeah.
That's what I love about Michael and the whole Abens family and allowing us to do this is that, Michael had a fortunate life of how he was kind of raised and everything that he was able to build. And he feels deep down in his soul that this is his time to give back.
It's amazing. So,
yeah.
So a little bit ago, he had pulled Cody and I aside, and actually
The Adobe Road.
The Adobe Road Winery. The shift wine. I wish I could tell you the story behind it. I remember the story, but he said, this bottle, it symbolizes something to him. We try to do a lot to change people's views of autism. Again, autism is not a disability. It's just another ability. Autistic people are amazing. And Michael gave us this bottle of shift wine, and he said, the reason I'm giving you this is I think that this is a perfect fit. This bottle of shift wine represents you guys trying to shift people's mentalities that autism is a disability, that autism is a bad thing. It's not. It's not a bad thing at all. Never has been, never will be. Autism is, believe me, autism is an amazing thing, so I can't thank you enough. I know we're gonna pop the top of this before we're done today. We're gonna all share a drink, but it's things like this that mean a lot to us, the gift. So again, thank you. I appreciate that.
And and thank you, Michael, for obviously providing with that too. You're a giving guy, right? And you've given a ton back to your kids. And I lost my father at a young age, 13, to colon cancer. And it was the roughest, but it was, I handled it a little differently than the rest of my siblings did. And what we've all agreed upon is everything that our father was able to do in the short time of life that, he had. Oh man, you got me too. It's just special to see how a father and his kids are able to grow something together and to give back. And, we just got a paint booth in our shop, and the guys that we got it from, they're local friends of ours, really close to us. And we saw that, it just seems like that's just happening in life where you just see these father and son just bonds, and there's just nothing like it. There's truly not. And I was fortunate enough to have my dad as long as I did, even at the age 13, because I know a lot of people, much like the situation you have with your father, a lot of people just don't have good relationships with them, and just feel love from somebody, and now to see it, I mean, even with you and your sons and your daughter and your wife, it's love, man. And so,
Well, at the end of the day, friends come and go,
yeah.
but your family's there forever. So, that's the biggest thing is take care of your family.
Yeah.
So,
talking about giving back, and what are some things that you guys are doing with local charities in the community?
So a couple things. One of the biggest charities we work with is Food Backpack for Kids. They offer backpacks full of food, nutritional food to the youth in the community that would go without otherwise. It's something they do at schools right now. They have it set up where they have different drop locations, but we try to raise a lot of money for that. We keep a can in the office there for donations. The other one is the local fish food bank. We try to do a lot for them. One of the biggest things we do for them is we've offered them a monthly wash on their transport van at no charge. We've been doing that almost a year now. And then the other is we do a lot for Autism Speaks. That's more of a national charity, raise money online. Joey likes to every once in a while donate. So those are the main three we work with.
That's pretty cool. And yeah, speaking of Joey too, he bought his first Apple Watch.
He bought his first watch. He's been here.
Hard-earned money.
He's been working so hard, and he never wants anything. He's been building that account up. I'm sure he has more money than I have in my account now. And I said to him the other night, I'm like, Joey, you want to get something? And Apple Watch. And I was like, all right. Ordered it up, and he paid for it, and so.
That's cool. That's great. And can you speak about the $100 that he gave? I forget what it was in regards to, but he gave back $100.
So he got paid one day, and I said, Joey, what are you gonna want to do with that? And he wanted to put it in the Food Backpack for Kids can. And I was like, no. I said, hold on a sec. So I took a picture of him holding the $100 bill, and I explained what he was doing with that. And I said, anybody want to match it? And it wasn't even an hour, he was over $500 with different people. There's a local realtor out just down the road, Janet Lovett. She donated. I'm probably going to forget other names, but there was so many people who were jumped on board and donated and just continually donate. So
that's great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So as we, transition into your business and bring in somebody that's obviously come into your lives over the last couple of months, with the Wriggles, why don't you give us a little, taste of what we're drinking today, which is your beer of choice?
So Wet Coast is actually a brewery that's directly across the street from us. They actually have quite a few different beers, but when we were talking about this, I ran across the street and grabbed a case of this. I said they want IPA and they want the best. And she said, this is one of our newest one and everybody loves it. So I can't even pronounce the name, Azaka or something.
Something like that.
Wet Coast, we get a lot of people that tip us with Wet Coast, bottles of Wet Coast beer. So
that's awesome. Cool. Well, we're going to take a little break right now. The Wriggles actually just pulled up from, getting off a detail from earlier today. They're mobile guys. So why don't we get them on board, and then we'll come back on screen. Well, welcome back. Obviously, we have the Wriggles sitting over here with Joe and Chanel. So thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
So why don't we get into the relationship and which is kind of cool to hear about when you told us, because we talked to you about your story before they kind of joined on board.
Right.
But it was cool to hear that you guys were also using Urable at the same time. So it was kind of a good little mix there.
Worked out perfect.
Yeah.
So we actually, because of our location and the work we do, our schedule is constantly filling. We were getting, it's got out of hand where we're booking, in my opinion, too far out. And so trying to find good quality workers that can maintain the quality of work that we expect is kind of tough. Well, I've been following Joey and Chanel with Rising Sun online on Facebook for some time, and it just kind of clicked one day. Actually, what happened was I was running low on angel wax, really low. In fact, let me rephrase that. I was out of angel wax. And my delivery, because of the COVID shipments and stuff, was way behind. So I posted out, anybody have any, they can help out. Joey spoke up and I'll hook you up. So it was the next day? The next day, Chanel showed up, brought us what we needed. We used it. So we sat there and we talked for a bit. And then I went home and I said, they would be great. I think they'd be a perfect fit to come in as contractors and work with us. And I spoke with them about it, and next thing you know, here they are. You know, I don't want to say we started out slow because it wasn't slow at all, was it? I'm calling them, what do you have available? They're giving me dates. I'm like, don't fill it. I got it booked, you know, and they committed, you know, because they have their own business and which is understandable. They have their clients that they need to take care of. So they committed to us for Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And I think I have them booked out for Tuesdays and Wednesdays for almost the next month and a half. And we just keep continuing. So
That's awesome.
it's been a great relationship.
And how was it when you guys had that conversation? What was that like?
It was a big deal. It felt like, dang, now we're kind of growing our detail family. It was really cool to see another detailer willing to talk to us and kind of just take us in, and we thought we were doing good work as well, and just it felt great, you know, just being able to grow.
That was one of the biggest things, though, for us even starting out. Detailers are kind of arrogant. I mean, we're all arrogant, you know, and you get that sense that they're not going to talk to me. They're not going to, you know, they're not going to want to help out there. And I've learned that that's false. Most of them want to help out. And, you know, like I said, when I started thinking about Joey and Chanel, I'm like, this will be a great fit. So
That's awesome. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your business as well?
Sure. Yeah. So we started Rising Sun Detail last year. We've been in for about a year. We're in our second year now of business, and we're mobile. So we come to you. We go to your house, and we do everything from like a basic wash to a ceramic, lots of interior work as well. We got into detailing because I wanted to leave my full-time job and be able to provide for my family in a different way by being able to start our own business. And you know, we just kind of liked being able to do stuff together. We wanted to be able to have a family business, and yeah, ever since we started, it's just been amazing. You know, we've been able to meet cool people, been able to make great relationships, and it's just been growing ever since day one, and it's been amazing. So.
Chanel, do you remember the first time that you met the Kimballs?
Yeah, I was on my way to my like part-time essential worker job that I got during COVID season because we couldn't operate, and we were trying to figure out where to go from there. And so I pulled in, and we just decided, you know, we were gonna give you like a bottle of the polish that you needed.
yeah.
But I was like, we're not detailing until the weekend. You can just keep it for the next couple days if you need to. And one of the things I really appreciated right away was how open everybody was here. And also, that's a big deal for us. I mean, it's just Joey and I in our business, but the only reason we've had any sort of success is because we're looking for people who have the same values as us. And to me, that's transparency and just kindness. So the fact that, I don't know, I could just immediately tell, like, I don't have a problem leaving this angel wax that we just got with you guys. And it's not like I just dropped it off and said, okay, here you go. We ended up talking for a long time.
Almost an hour and a half.
We talked for
I got a
long
little bit
time.
behind that day, but it was well worth it. It was well worth it.
And, you know, it just amazed me how right away we were looking for a new fallout remover, a new iron remover. And I just happened to mention, man, I'm so tired of spending all this money. And right away, just that integrity, that openness. Oh, this is what we use. You should try it. And it's just been a really great relationship that's built very fast.
I love it. So what are some goals you guys have? So, I mean, was it easy to kind of bring another team on rather than just hiring and bringing it in-house? Did you have that question at all?
No, that was actually a lot easier.
Yeah.
I was able to, I hadn't personally like walked up, seen a car that they'd done, but I following them on Facebook. People take great pictures of their work, and it shows. Their reviews. That was huge. To be honest, their reviews were huge. They have phenomenal reviews. So it was actually easier. You know, hiring somebody, it's a little bit different. You hire an hourly person, and they kind of show up when they want, leave when they want. You know, sometimes it's like that. But having having folks like Joey and Chanel, they have their own business. They know what they have to do. It has to be done or they can't pay their bills. So it was just a no-brainer.
That's great. What are some goals that you got? I mean, have you guys talked about it? Like, on, I guess, the same level on exactly how you see the business moving forward?
We haven't talked a whole lot about it, but I'm sure they know the goals that we have.
I've been busy working.
Yeah, that's a great thing.
We're so busy right now that we just can't. We have a dinner here. I did invite you, right?
I don't know.
On Friday. I think I invited him. I hope I did. If I didn't, I just did. But we have a dinner here. We have a guy. He's called Flying Knives coming in, a hibachi shop. Really cool guy. And so I hope they join us this next Friday night and for this dinner. But it'll give us a chance to actually sit down and talk away from work, away from, even though the dinner is going to be right here in the middle of the shop.
I think one of the great things about working here, Joey's been to the shop a little more than me right now, but I think one of the greatest things the first day I came to work here with you guys was just this environment. If you would have asked us anytime before this, do you picture yourself working with someone who could potentially be considered a competitor, in the same area? Like, wouldn't that make you feel weird? I had such a blast. Because you got you guys working in the shop, we were in a bay, and you have 5 minutes to wait for something, come over and chit chat, and what are you doing? I love that energy. It's unique.
It's a family. We're both family-owned businesses, and believe it or not, you may not want the Kimball name, but you're part of the Kimballs now, and so that's yeah.
It's a decision you hear a lot in the industry, and it's very difficult. You support local business even in the same industry as you, versus not, and to bring another company on and allow them to keep their name, it says a lot about you.
I did the math some time ago, and in just the state of Washington alone, there's like 4.8 million cars.
Ooh.
So if one shop was to do every one of those cars, let's just say an average 4 hours a day, it would take them over 58 years to do every car in the state. That's if they were just doing that. So there's more than enough vehicles in the state of Washington to share with everybody. That's the first thing. Second thing was, I have a coaching background. I had a lot of guys teach me different skills, different deals through baseball. They never charged me for it. And I know that, they're fairly new. I've had a business before. I know what goes on. So it became easy to bring them in because I'm going to help them grow. And I think at the same time, they're going to help us grow. And it's without charging somebody to do it. So.
Yeah. And what are some things that you guys have learned from, Joe and his family since joining in?
We've learned a lot. It's been getting to see how efficient it is here, being in a shop, which we've never been used to. Their kindness has been amazing. Being able to work with another company like a couple detailers and being able to communicate and being open. It's been really cool. It's been a really good learning experience pretty much all the way around.
That's great. Well, the main part of your story is obviously to share your guys' story and to be part of this journey, but even more so, I know legacy is extremely important to you. And Joe, you could speak of it as well as, as you guys grow in your marriage and kind of your future together. But what is next for you guys? What's kind of your
growth? It's not about the money, but it's about the reputation in the community. If you take care of your community is going to take care of you. So that's our biggest thing is I want the company to, my personal view, I want to see Kimball's grow because the more we grow, the more we can give back. So.
And what's the legacy you're going to be leaving for, your sons and daughter?
My legacy to leave with them, just honesty and integrity, compassion. Don't ever judge anybody. You're no better than the person standing next to you, no matter what. You don't know that person's story, so never judge a person by what's in front of you. Never judge that person. So I hope that by having this business, working with Cody, I'm hoping that the day comes where he continues on, Joey continues on, and they're all able to earn a healthy living, live comfortably.
Love it. Cody, is there anything you want to add?
One of the biggest thing, or my biggest goals, is to just expand our brand. Kimball's, it's our name, it's our brand, and I'd love to just keep expanding on that.
Awesome. And Joe and Chanel, obviously for you guys, what's kind of next for you?
I don't know. I feel like last year in business, we were constantly really pushing ourselves to come up with a game plan. And I mean, we have some goals for sure, but I feel like something that this business has taught us, especially this year, I mean, we were not expecting to be where we are right now. It's an immense blessing to be full-time. When we thought we would potentially be shut down for the summer, not knowing what was going to happen. And so I feel like, I don't know about you, but I've just been enjoying taking it just for today, just as we go. I think by being able to focus this year on those little goals, like, okay, I want to make this much a day, because it means that potentially we could spend more time as a family going to do something like this, or I want to stop focusing on these smaller services and focus on like these big jobs. So many opportunities have opened up just by keeping that open mindset, and yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited to be here.
I can tell. Oh yeah. You got anything to add, Joe?
Yeah, I'm just excited for the future. Just taking it one day at a time, and being able to meet new people and just seeing where every day takes us has just been amazing and a blessing. So
awesome. Yeah. Well, I gotta say, I really appreciate each and every one of you guys, and I'm humbled and honored to have been able to share this space with you guys, and obviously the last 24 hours getting to know you guys a little bit better. So I gotta say thanks to Urable. Thank you to the Avens family for allowing us to do this. Thank you to everybody behind the cameras and everyone that's been a part of this journey. Make sure you go onto urable.com, like, subscribe all these videos, go to the top under your story, try the 30-day trial out, and as always, keep shining. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Cheers. Yeah.